Welcome back. We're going to do all the rows for the bros today. I was going to say rows for but I'm not sure YouTube can allow that, so Aaron, you're going to have to bleep these bits out as well, otherwise we'll get deplatformed or whatever you call it. No, anyway, back day. It is actually pretty much a back day today. So today's session is, I'd say the smaller session, isn't it? Because we mainly have unilateral movements for the slat work, but on the other pull session, we actually have a unilateral back upper back movement as well. So when you break the session down, on paper it doesn't look like much. But then when you look at all the unilateral work we have, it's not just 2 sets, it's then 4 sets, 8 sets, 12 sets of work, because you're working one side at a time. And we do treat each arm realistically as a separate set, especially when we're doing a heavy row or a heavy pull down. To a degree, sometimes we can speed it up, but it does need to be treated like a different set, especially when handling decent loads. It's going to be impossible to go set to set, arm to arm, because it's literally like doing 2 sets at once. So, biggest tip, guys, when you are doing any movement, whether it's leg training, back training, whatever training, and you are working one arm at a time, one leg at a time, any unilateral work, treat it as a separate set. So if you try and do one leg, for example, a single leg press, and then go into another leg straight away, it's going to be impossible for you to perform to the highest standard that you actually can. You need that rest in between. It's the same when you're doing a unilateral pull down. If you're just doing your right arm, it's going to be impossible to get the same amount of performance out of your left arm if you don't have rest in between. So unilateral work, guys, treat them as separate sets. Take a rest in between, make sure you're fully ready to attack your set, and then get after it and get it done. Do not allow not taking that rest to have an impact on your performance in a negative way. Write it down. Okay, let's get it, big man. Okay. Okay, let's go. You don't need to rest that much between warm-up sets. We're not training to failure during these warm-up sets. The sets with very little effort. The whole purpose of them is to take us up to that working weight safely and with the least fatigue possible. This is why, as the load gets heavier, as we get closer to our working weight, we actually do fewer and fewer reps. To begin with, first warm-up set, like 10 to 12 reps. And then the rep range actually comes down as we get close to our working weight. Then working weight for this exercise is going to be 8 to 10 for the first set, 10 to 12 for the back off set. Generally, for back work, I do prefer slightly higher rep ranges, as opposed with my pressing, I will visit, 6s and 7s. For pulls, I do prefer slightly higher. What's that? Huh? 8 and none. That last one a fucking quarter. We don't count quarters. Ready to go, or do you want me to do a left?
I can do an arm for once.
Yeah. Both biscuits, yeah? Ugh. 13 and a half. With a logbook in place, all my workouts are on this side, right? And then each session is listed here. So instead of flicking through pages, I've actually got rows of sessions in place and actually look back to previous sessions and see a reference point across each week. So generally, I work in blocks of 7 weeks if I can. So this is why I've got 7 rows listed here of each individual session. So if you guys are wondering how to use the logbook, this is how. That's all my numbers there, all my actual reps, and then following sessions here with the dates at top and the body weight as well. So use the logbook, get massive, and right there. Fucking hell. Okay. Perfect. Right. Oh yeah. Now, the way we set this up, the stopper is literally this far away from touching when we actually go to full stretch. Now, what most people do when they get on this machine, load it really heavy, pull this actual chest pad all the way out. So it makes the machine so light here. Whereas we actually want it heavy in the stretch and want the drop off to be here. So my preference is to actually use it properly, bring the chest pad forward, and actually get the full benefit of loading this top peg so that the machine actually overloads where you want it. So, do me a favor, guys. Don't ego row, upper back row instead. Fucking hell. I don't actually just like to see any flexion and then extension at your thoracic. A lot of people cue doing this whilst you're rowing. I actually want the opposite. I want a nice, rigid, neutral spine. And all you want to think about is fully opening your scapula, letting your shoulders travel forward. Cue I actually like for this is, think about hiding your pecs with your shoulders. Exactly what Mark is doing here right now. And then as you're driving through, again, keep a rigid spine, and then think about wrapping your shoulder blades back and around your spine. If you're flexing forward and backwards, you're actually shortening your range of motion, not increasing it. So keep a rigid spine, and all you want to think about is creating as much range of motion as you can at your scapula, not your actual spine moving back and forth. And that actually does the opposite. So food for thought, guys. It's pretty much common sense, but again, try it out for yourself, see if you like it, let me know below, and write down. I'm such a fan of having a logbook, is moving forwards, we're going to go into a single arm lat bias row. So we don't need warm-up sets now to work out what weight we're going to use for a stop working set. We've got it in his logbook. So I'm warm enough, I don't need warm-up sets. I'm familiar to this exercise, so me and Mark are literally going to go straight in and work with this without wasting energy and time doing unnecessary work that doesn't really bring about any results. So another huge reason why logbooks are very beneficial to your training when you are trying to grow muscle tissue, providing you are using them correctly and you're only logging productive reps. I will need a lift off on this, ideally. 3, 2, 1, up. That was fucking heavy. Yes. Come on, open, 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 open. Yes. Fuck yes. Way better, Mark. Force into that hand. Prevent that rotation. Come on. You get what I mean? With a row, you can afford to get a lot more range even with lat bias work. Yeah, but don't obviously let your shoulder elevate. As soon as your shoulder elevates, your upper back has to pull that shoulder back in, and then your lat has to work. So, any lat bias row, I actually want a degree of protraction as long as you keep in tension in your lat. So, the cue I like to give as I go into full extension is I like to think about driving my elbow down as I extend forward and away. And again, slight protraction at the shoulder is totally fine, as long as you're not allowed this to happen. As soon as this happens, again, your upper back will start to take over a little bit more. So make sure that you almost exaggerate the range of motion in that stretch, pause, and then drive the elbow down in. And again, as you're driving the elbow down in, think about wrapping your lats around your spine. So really make sure you're getting that down and into the hip. I like to imagine like I'm trying to scrape my tricep across my rib cage and through. So use it, let me know what your lats are like, and write that shit down. Fuck me. The way I like to structure my pull sessions, I know some of you have been asking about it, so I'm gonna break it down. How to structure pull sessions in under 6 seconds. Start off with a lat bias variation, upper back row, a lat bias row, and an upper back pull down. So I like to work in a sequence where I start with a unilateral single arm pull down, followed by an upper back row. Again, bilateral, don't need to really do single arm work for upper back, in my opinion. And then again, a unilateral single arm row variation, followed by an upper back pull down. And then just to put the cherry on the top, I do like a shrug at the end, or just before the pull down, to tick off the entire back development. And obviously, as you all noticed, I don't actually do any erector work. I don't do any bent over movements in my actual back sessions. My back sessions, I predominantly focused on doing the upper back and the lat portion of the back. I actually do my erectors on leg day. So try it out for yourself, guys. Let me know how sessions go. And yeah, right, let's shut down. The sessions have been pretty savage, so. Yeah. Right. 3, 2, 1. Up. Come on. Fucking hell. That was a bit that. He touched my hand, I put my hand for this with how I like to structure my pull sessions. Obviously, if it started with a pull down to target the lat, upper back row, a single arm lat bias row. Now, I'm actually going to do a shrug before I do my pull down. I found ticking off my traps before I actually do my upper back pull down does tend to feel a bit better, so that's the kind of sequence I prefer personally. Again, try it out for yourself. Let me know how you get on. Fucking hell. Come on, my fucking hand, bro. You fucking blind today or what? Man's still asleep. Let's go. Motherfuckers. Let's fucking go. Okay. Right. I might take half a rep here. Right. Yeah, yeah. From my hands, please, yeah. Good, good, come on. Come on. Yep, all right. You say yeah, come on. Good, good. Yep. Little one. Yes. Let's get it. Window for both of us. We're both always within that window, no matter what.
I remember, right, the first time I came here, it was like, we get the gym for 1. So I came at 1, obviously the first time. So it was like 2:30. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
fuck off, was it that bad?
That's when you were that bad.
Fuck off.
That was like peak off season.
Was it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I can't remember that.
It was like, what's the story? I was like, but obviously I didn't say that. Yeah.
Mark sat there sweating.
Let's go, come on. Yep. On your own, come on, there's more. Let's go. Two more, go on, one over, then we'll move. Let's go. Yep. Come on. As much as you can. True.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell. The last movement for our back session was the upper back pull down. Now, people say you shouldn't lean back, shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. You should do what you need to do to make that exercise effective. That's what you should do. So, with this machine in particular, we have to lean back to get the range of motion that we need. Because again, the goal is opening up the upper back, letting us shoulders protract as much as possible, and then retract. So, if I was to stay nice and upright, I would literally be touching the stack in that full stretch. So, don't just have a closed mind to movements where you say you should do this, you should do that. You shouldn't fucking do anything. You should do what you need to do to make that exercise as effective as you need through correct setup and execution. Write that down. I'm not fat, I'm pretty lean, but before I push up again,
Because you know you can get to that point without sacrificing.
mate, I'll be going up.
Take it. There you go.
Fuck it out. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. That's a wrap, people. Thank you so much for watching. Share, like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. Support the channel. And I will see you again soon, guys. Thank you for now. Take care. Peace out.